In the world of high-performance sailing, one global circuit brings the action right to the crowds. It's high speed, adrenaline-fueled racing on intense stadium arenas. Fast boats and short courses deliver drama. This is the Extreme Sailing Series, and after a world tour, the winner is about to be decided. The tour has landed at the 2016 Olympic City for the finale. And the racing that will decide the series champions will be held on the waters, where gold medals will be won in 4 years' time. But there's more to Rio than sport.
It's all about the beach and the sun here. You know, the best volleyball players in the world usually grow up on the beaches right here.
Samba, football players.
Some amazing beaches all around this area.
The Copacabana. It's a cool way of life.
The series finale will be held in the shadow of Sugarloaf Mountain.
Fantastic venue.
It's beautiful weather, fantastic scenery, and a great place for us to come racing.
The lineup of CVs on this tour is impressive. The competitors are a wide range of pro sailors at the very top of their game. 25 Olympic campaigns, 46 world titles between them. They all want the top spot and aren't afraid to push themselves and their machines to the limit to win the Extreme Sailing Series trophy. The competition has been intense. It's a four-way battle at the top for the series podium. Leading into the final event, the Wave Muscat from Oman. Skipper Lee McMillan can be a fiery character, but usually channels his aggression into speed.
We're winning the overall series here in 2012. It's the last event here in Rio, and we're just hoping really to finish off the good work that we've put in all year. And you know, the pressure's still on. It's been tight all year, so we haven't got a huge lead. We're very keen just to sail well, and hopefully we can win this year.
Omani teams are in first and second overall. On Oman Air, skipper Morgan Larson has made quite an impact in his first year on the tour.
It's been a year. We've worked hard. We've done a lot of sailing as a team. We're competitive. We've got a great group of guys, and you know, we're keen to end it on a high note. And I really believe we put all our hard work in. It's time we win one.
Pre-season favourites Group Edmond de Rothschild from France had a poor start to the year, but have just won their first event.
Nice was a good event for us. We were really not looking good before Nice, but we knew it was up to us to react and say, okay, either we sink or we can raise our head and be in good form in Rio and fight for the podium.
The final team in contention for a podium place for the year, Red Bull Sailing, led by an Austrian double Olympic medalist.
This is for sure the most important event in the season now. It's the last one, and we still have a chance to come up on the podium overall. It will be for sure a hard fight with the other teams. We will see some really tight racing.
In the next 4 days, 30 races will be held, none lasting more than 15 minutes. The forecast, wind and sun, with a tropical storm expected on the last day.
Two divisions here really, 4 of the 8 boats going for those podium places at the end of the season. 5 other boats wanting to end on a high. Red Bull lead around the top mark. Oman Air just want to squeeze in front of them. Oh, that was close, too close, big collision. Well, Morgan Larson raising his arms in the air. The crew member went overboard on board Red Bull. He's climbing back, but there's real damage on Oman Air.
The team that stayed out of trouble and delivered the best results, 2 times America's Cup winners, Switzerland's Alinghi.
Yeah, we had a great day actually. We changed the crew, we have a new helmsman and a new tactician. So the goal of the day was to keep it simple as possible. We had a good starts, good boat speed. Yeah, we are very happy tonight.
2 teams fighting hard this year are GAC Pindar from Great Britain and SAP Extreme Sailing from Denmark. For them, this season is all about improvement.
We started sailing on the circuit this year in Oman, and for us as a completely new team to the circuit and also completely new to multi-hull sailing, there's been so much to learn. I think we've been able to improve throughout the year, and now we're able to, I think, put off some really good races. We're still looking for consistency and trying to eliminate small mistakes and be better in some of the close situations, understand better how the boat perform and the dynamics of the whole multi-hull sailing. We definitely aim for the podium next year to finish off the season with a podium finish. It's not going to be easy, but we think it's realistic, and we're going to work hard to achieve our goals.
The British team GAC Pindar are also looking to end the season with a top 3.
It's been a fairly solid season. I think we're lying sort of mid-table, sort of 5th place at the moment. We had a couple of 2 or 3 4th places overalls, but we're still yet to get that elusive podium position. So that's very much what we're trying to do here. Hoping to go out on a high at this event. We've come very, very close on a number of occasions this year to sort of sealing that podium position. And I think it's one of those things, once you've done it once, I think it will just keep happening. And certainly I think GAC Pindar next season will be very much looking to be somewhere, you know, at the end of the year, somewhere on that podium.
Joining the racing here in Rio, local boat Team Brazil. In charge, one of the country's sporting heroes, 5 times Olympic medalist, Torben Grael.
It is fantastic to have such a fun event here in Rio, and it's even nicer to be able to take part of it. So for me, it's a great challenge. I haven't sailed multi-hulls before this. It is impressive how fast the boats are, and it is very hard to take such fast boats around such a small course. So we had a lot of fun yesterday, a lot of bruises everywhere, but still it's been very fun, and everybody on the boat is quite happy.
Day 2, the opening race, left a picture. There's little breeze on the right-hand side, and the 2 Omani boats are in there. There is no wind at all. That's the Wave Muscat. What must they be feeling? Absolutely stationary. Olympic silver medalist Hannah Rails on board there, looking around, looking forward, and this is what she can see. The top 3 have got breeze and they are off, and now the Wave Muscat has got wind. But they're in 8th position. Lee McMillan is not finding Brazil easy. The French team though, Group M de Rostal, they're enjoying things. 3rd at the moment, but it looks sailing in slow motion for the Omanis. A slow jibe around the mark. What must Lee McMillan be thinking? Well, looking back, there's not much to look at. They're out there on their own. He's trying to do something different, not simply follow my leader. But this is going to be a race that Lee McMillan will want to forget. Well, we've got Oman Air. These 2 have had some real battles from the same team, but look, Oman Air are going to try and tack just in front of the Wave Muscat. These 2 teams train together, but there is no love lost on the racecourse. And Lee McMillan in the Wave Muscat storms past Oman Air, starting to make progress in this difficult beginning to the final series here in Rio de Janeiro. The tour leader is gaining on the boats in front, but he could be running out of racetrack. Well, the leaders are now going to cross the line. The French Group M de Rothschild will win this race. Important win for Pierre Penning.
lifted that kite nicely. Furled for ages, yes?
Well, from a bad situation, it's getting worse. The two Omani boats, 1 and 2 overall in the series, have the prospect of finishing this race in last position. Just looking at the people on board, looking at McMillan. Yeah, you can see the body language.
Like, that kite is really not helping at all like that. Talk about it, guys. Just throw it away.
The two Omani boats have had a dreadful start to this competition.
That was such sailing.
For tour leader the Wave Muscat, the racing's been tough.
We had a really frustrating day and we're really struggling to sail kind of how we normally do. So it's quite a bit of a relief almost that we haven't done more damage than that today when we felt we weren't sailing well. You know, it's extremely tight on the leaderboard and we can't afford to, you know, slip down. Anything can happen, so we've got to be rock solid tomorrow and the next day and bring the championship home.
Red Bull Sailing lead overall, but with only 3 points separating the top 4, the finale of the Extreme Sailing Series is the closest act ever. Two Omani teams have dominated the 2012 Extreme Sailing Series. Skippers British Olympian Lee McMillan and American Morgan Larson, a newcomer to the tour, have formed a highly successful relationship, both teammates and rivals.
It was, I guess, February really when I first met Lee for the first time, and you know, I knew of him, sort of followed his racing career a little bit. Now, after 8 events together, sharing hotel rooms, a couple beers, some intense races, you know, I realized he's the kind of guy that I would hang out with and go surfing with at home.
I was really keen to actually be sailing with Morgan on the Extreme 40, and when Oman decided to have 2 boats, I had to make a pretty difficult decision. We wanted to put 2 of the strongest teams together that we could. So having decided to put Morgan on my boat is you know, one of the best guys around that, you know, I could learn from. Stick him on another boat and have to race against him all year.
Yeah,
we've had a couple of run-ins.
Yeah, I mean, we're competitive, you know, we both want to win, and you know, Lee's put together a great season. You know, we're just hoping we can keep the intensity up and collect a podium finish.
There's a real respect between them.
I think it's taken me 8 events to see, to really learn what Lee's talents are and why he's done so well in this environment. And you know, in these boats, it's such a tight course, you get into situations and a lot of them are unavoidable. Watching you, you seem to see the problem before it happens and often back off the gas, stay out of the you know, the tangle up, and then you're right around it and passing a few boats. And that to me seems like the talent that you brought to your team.
You say that, but we've been in a fair few ding-dongs. Yeah. Morgan is, it's been really interesting because, you know, I think everyone can see that he does have that fire under his belly, but Morgan kind of keeps the atmosphere nice and chilled on the boat, and you know, I think I can probably learn a thing or two from that.
It's funny he says that, though. Yesterday was the first day I really lost it, and you know, I threw the tiller down and snapped it in half. First time in my life, and I've always seen people do that, you know, and made fun of them, and here I was and lost complete control. And I think that just kind of shows the intensity of the environment and the event, the pressure's on, and sometimes it's tough to keep cool.
It's not over yet, but this has already been a year to remember.
It's been a battle all year for us on the Wave, and you know, we would love to win the series here, but above that is to actually come away with a first and second for the Oman Sail team would just be fantastic. That hasn't been achieved yet.
From the outside, people might think that there's some form of team environment and wanting to have to, you know, help each other rise to the top. I tell you, you know, if we have the opportunity to take the overall lead at the expense of Lee and his team, we're going to go for it. And and I wouldn't expect any less from him, and that we'll slit each other's throats if we have to. I think that's the reality.
Yeah.
Both Omani team skippers look pretty relaxed on Copacabana Beach. But on the racecourse, they were not having it all their own way.
Perfect conditions, but the Wave Muscat, Lee McMillan struggling to be at the front today. Oman Air too. Sugarloaf Mountain, what a view that is, but heading to the right, the dark blue sails of Group Eben de Rothschild, the French team. But the Wave Muscat have definitely gained here. Big gusts as the hull lifts. And coming into the top mark, right in picture, Group Eben de Rothschild, wind coming from the right, so they will have right of way. And here they come to the yellow mark, forcing the red and black sails of a Lingit attack. And the Wave Muscat have upgraded from 7th to 3rd. Group Eben de Rothschild round the top mark in first position. Pierre Pennick and crew unfurl the big Janeiro, and Lee McMillan is now in 2nd place with the Wave Muscat. Red Bull sailing in 3rd. So all the boats in the top 3 are battling it out for the overall season podium positions. Well, they are, the SAP Analytics telling the story. Dark blue sails, Group Eben de Rothschild lead, but look at the Wave Muscat, the two-tone blue in 3rd place.
Beautifully close race now. The Wave Muscat squeezing in on the inside. I think they're going to overtake him on that gate mark.
And Lee McMillan has made a sublime move there and has just sailed straight past Group Eben de Rothschild and will round the bottom mark. The boats can go around either of these 2 marks. Lee McMillan comes towards camera. Group Eben de Rothschild on the far side of your picture. McMillan there, quick anxious look behind. Hull lifts as a breeze increases, and the Wave Muscat right of picture have the advantage. Group Eben de Rothschild are coming across the racecourse from left to right, and I think, yeah, they're going to pass behind the Wave Muscat. So McMillan leads, and the French are now 2nd, maybe 3rd even. The two-tone blue sails of Lee McMillan tacks. What McMillan's doing is trying to put his boat between the next mark and his opposition. His opposition now in 2nd place, Group Eben de Rothschild. The Austrians, Red Bull sailing are also up there in the mix, but this is the final mark before they head down towards the finish. But this is Lee McMillan, Wave Muscat, on course for the finish, pressure behind. Okay, McMillan says, jibe now, standing up, familiar pose, tiller extension behind him. Little tweak there on the Janeiro by McMillan, nice jibe, stays down a little bit, confident sailing, rolls into another jibe, under real pressure from Group Eben de Rothschild behind. McMillan now is under attack from the French team, heading towards the finish, 100 metres away, cool as it likes. Beautiful, composed sailing. Lee McMillan on the Wave Muscat could have lost 2 places. He lost none. Victory for the Wave Muscat. 2nd place for Group Eben de Rothschild.
The French team still lead overall here in Rio, but behind the points are so close. Just 1 day of the 2012 season remaining. Under foreboding skies and after 7 acts in 3 continents, the fleet will do battle for the last time. For the Wave Muscat, who have led the series since Act 2, the pressure weighs heavy.
It's the last day of the year, so it's pretty exciting. It is just another day's racing, and we just want to sail well, and if we sail well, we know that we can come out and win the whole series. We want to push really hard for the victory here in Rio. That will kind of cement the overall victory as well.
Group Eben de Rothschild start the final day at the top of the leaderboard. A victory here could mean 2nd place for the year.
It's been a tough season, a bit weird, you know, a lot of crew changes. Getting here into Rio, still able to win the 2nd place, it's just great for us, you know. If we reach this 2nd place, that would have a smell of a 1st place for us, because this year has been really, really tough. It's going to be a tough day at the office today. We feel that we can reach our best level here, and I think that's what we done yesterday. And we should be able to do it today as well, but we'll see tonight.
8 races are planned, with the final one worth double points. The French start well. Bevan de Rothschild the oval. After a difficult beginning to the day for the Wave Muscat, they go on to win race 4. The points are drawn level again. It's all come down to the final double points race.
We're looking at the Wave Muscat win this. They've won the title and they've won Rio as well. Line clear, that's the start. And the Wave Muscat are very, very late for the start, and ironically there is no wind. There was a squall there blowing, 25 knots 30 seconds ago. The Wave Muscat are standing still and they're not past the line. Oman Air is starting to move in the middle of the track. The wind is coming and it's coming closer to the shore. The breeze has hit Oman Air now as they lift the hull, and another squall funnels down the valley. And it is the Omani teams who get the breeze first. 60 seconds ago, the Wave Muscat were going backwards at the start line.
Crazy conditions out here.
Halfway through the race, the two Omani boats are out ahead. Group Eben de Rothschild seem to have thrown the race away.
Wave Muscat now squeezed out ahead of Oman Air, so if it stays like this, the Wave Muscat will win here. And he is now coming down with his teammates, Oman Air. And look at this to add to the drama. Group Eben de Rothschild is charging down behind them with a big gust. The light blue sails of the Wave Muscat just behind is Group Eben de Rothschild. They don't want to play follow my leader. They're tacking, trying to find their own wind. And that looks like a good tack because they've hit breeze straight away.
On the final lap, there's an unbelievable comeback as the French take the lead. Will it be enough?
Group Eben de Rothschild are rounding the top mark and head down towards the finish. It's a sprint to the finish for the French team. Can they win the medal race? The final race here, the decider.
Looking back at the fleet a little bit, Red Bull is doing well. At the moment, they'd be on the podium. They've got 2 points lead overall to Oman Air. Oman Air would have to catch up one more boat.
And this is Group Eben de Rothschild. One more jive. And Group Eben de Rothschild win the final race. Well, that's all they could possibly do at the end, and a race that will never be forgotten on this tour. Celebrations on board, but it will be for second place in Rio because the provisional scores are telling us that the team that are about to cross the line, Lima Mellon and the Wave Muscat, win by 0.2 of a point. Provisional scores here. The Wave Muscat are the 2012 Extreme Sailing Series champions.
So delight for the victors as they win here by the smallest ever margin on the tour. But it's heartbreak for others as their podium hopes crash down before their eyes.
That is an agonising moment for Red Bull. Their season is falling apart in front of them. That's a cruel blow. They were in a podium position for sure.
3 continents, 209 races, 1 winner. Lee McMillan's the Wave Muscat, winners in Brazil and 2012 Extreme Sailing Series champions. In Rio, so close at the finish, just 0.2 of a point separating first and second. Oman Air finished third. In the end, a convincing tour win for the Wave Muscat. The Omani first and second is delivered. Oman Air finished just half a point ahead of Group Eben de Rothschild. Red Bull spent so much time on the podium this season, but just miss out. We now enter the closed season. New sailors will be signed, new teams will be entering the tour's 7th season. The 8-event 2013 Extreme Sailing Series begins in Muscat, Oman on the 5th of March. See you there.